So, this is actually take number 2. I had horribly mutilated the last video with my unprofessionalism and loud noises and so on. And Adrian Abella from Facebook comments, I'd personally like to see lessons, especially with pronunciation. There, summarized. So I'll go ahead and tackle that quickly because that takes no thought at all. Well, some thought. I'm a little over it. So, it requires a little bit of concentration. So, we have. I'll just point out the unusual letters really quick. The letter X is pronounced like H. It's sort of a throaty thing. It's like you're clearing your throat. If you speak like Arabic or German, or if you're from Scotland, or even perhaps Manchester, this sound may be familiar to you. It is like ach, or loch, or pach, if you speak Klingon. I don't know. But it's a sound, and that's one of the ones in the language. The other ones, the letter C is pronounced sh, like shh. I'm watching a film. Quiet. So it is pronounced like that. It is a fricative. It's sh. And its voiced equivalent, which is the letter J, which is pronounced j, as in bonjour or measure. And then there's the letter R, which can be pronounced like the letter R, depending on whatever language you speak. It can be ra, or ra, or da, or ra. It can be any kind of rhotic sound, any R. And then finally the letter Y, which is a little unusual in that it's a schwa. The letter Y is pronounced as in I don't know. Like as in up or ugly. It is the sound. And one must be careful to not mix this up with the letter A. I'm looking at you, Americans. Then really quick, the rest of it. A as in E as in I as in E, O as in O, and the letter U as in oo, E, O, oo, and then P as in Paul, B as in boy, T as in Tom, K as in kill, D as in dog, G as in God, F as in Frank, V as in Victor, S as in Sam, Z as in zebra, or Z as in zebra, C as in shoes, J as in jolie, L as in Larry, R as in Robert, or Robert, or what have you, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, and X like in Ahmed, or Loch, or Ach, or Pach, or what have you. So that's a quick rundown. The letter T and C next to each other, that is pronounced cha, like chocolate milk, or choosing to be ridiculous on YouTube for the amusement of others. Similarly, the voiced equivalent D and J together is pronounced ja, as in just in time. I've made a complete fool of myself. Ja. So, respectively, like the words Chati and Juno in Lojban. It's very important to pronounce these correctly. And then finally, Not finally, almost finally. There's this nifty little character. It's called an apostrophe. I'm not quite sure. I'm not familiar with these things. Which is commonly the H or TH sound. You'll see it in words like aho or atho, which is like hope or I hope, or I feel hope about. But yes, it's a thing. It exists. Make note of it. If you see that little apostrophe, it is either h or th. One of those two. So, are we paying attention? Okay. So roll with me on this. Like aho, ahe, ahi, various things like that. It's there. It exists. Sometimes people pronounce it with a th instead of a ha, and that's okay. Don't discriminate. That's not okay to do. Finally, perhaps finally, the vowels mushed together, diphthongs, as they were called, and probably still are. If you see, it's only diphthongs that stutter. There's only diphthongs. There's no triphthongs. It's not okay. Don't do it. If it begins with an I, you sort of say that I like it's a Y. Ya, ye, ye, yo, you. And ya, I guess, you can do that, but it's not in any words, really. If it begins with you, you pronounce it sort of like a W. Wa, we, we, wo, woo, wa. Again, wa isn't really anything, but there it is, it exists. It's permissible. So, yes, and then there are only three others, which are I, which is A and I next to each other, A, which is E and I next to each other, and Oi, which is O and I next to each other. So, ya, ye, yi, yo, you, wa, we, wo, woo, I, A, Oi. All of those. That's it. No more. No mas. And I think that pretty much covers it. Really quick, some fun little things to practice, because I know you're going to mess it up. That's me being optimistic. Note that there is a difference between be and bay. Be, bay. Two different words, I promise you. You must pronounce them totally differently, because even though you're very much inclined to not have a final E and to round it off with an I, you must not do this, because they mean two different things, and you will be understood differently if you use them differently. Probably misunderstood entirely. And then also, you will be understood if you make this mistake, but don't. It's bad form, it sounds silly, and it's not okay to do. Rounding off your O's. Don't do this. Ko, not ko. And do, not do. Don't add W's to the end of your O's. I know it's really hard to do, but you must practice, because it sounds ridiculous if you do this. You know, you, for example, say this phrase, kogleki, kogleki. It's very important that you have very, very good pronunciation, because otherwise you just sound ridiculous and everyone will laugh at you and no one will be your friend, and then who's going to speak Lojban with you? Still no one, because no one speaks. I kid, of course. So, it's very important to practice this sort of thing. And then one fun little word for you, two, which is the word cat, mlatu. It is M-L-A-T-U, mlatu. And also, chrula, I got that one wrong, see, it's still difficult. Chrula, X-R-U-L-A, which is flower, chrula. A bit of a stuttering problem, please forgive me. So, mlatu, chrula. It's quite a bit of fun to try to say those, because they're a little bit awkward for the Western tongue. And so, with that, I think I've hit on most of the points I can think to hit on. Anyway, so if you have any specific questions, comments, concerns, or if you'd like me to say any particular words, please do the comment dance, or send me something on G+, Facebook, Twitter, what have you. I check those out every single day, so pretty please get in contact if you need anything pronounced or you have any specific questions. I'd be happy to address them either on that medium or on YouTube if you prefer, or if I happen to prefer. We'll see. So, thank you very much for watching. I apologize very severely for my very unprofessional and crass behavior. I hope I've been somewhat amusing and very educational, and if I'm not, please let me know and what I can do better. Thank you for watching. This is Stuttering Problem on behalf of the LLG. My name's Lindar. Take care, be well.